start recording for the Facebook or YouTube. We're live, going live on Facebook. And we should be looking like we're live, Evan. We are live. Right. I'm going to share this to my page real quick. Show 147, Evan. I rhymed. I'm a poet and didn't know it.
You're a poet and didn't realize it.
Yep. 147 of the AlfromDtown&Chili442 Show. Evan, how are you this blistery cold evening?
Oh, about average.
And I think I shared that. See, we used to play a song so I could do this, but we realized they were blocking us. They started cutting our bandwidth because as soon as we'd cut the music, then it'd start getting choppy and everything like that. So It is very cold in Central Illinois. If you're someplace warm, hope you stub your toe.
It's going to get colder.
Man, tomorrow. They already called school at a few places.
We're supposed to, by 7 a.m., it's supposed to be 10 below.
I think they're calling a little colder than that down here. I wonder if the wind's going to be a little stronger the further south you go. Anyway, wherever you are, I hope you are warm. It is the great Dr. Martin Luther King's birthday. Well, we celebrate it today.
Mm-hmm.
And, and then Inauguration Day.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. So a lot going on today. Not for me. I worked on 2 brands of cars, and I liked it. I enjoyed my day.
All right. As long as you're going to shop and you're warm.
Man, dude, I listened to tunes. I worked on cars. What? Only thing missing, I can't drink 40s at work. Because if I could have a 40 in a brown paper bag, that'd be like paradise, dude.
You should just drink your soda, like get a 1 liter of soda and just sip on out of a brown paper bag and see how the strange looks you get.
Well, I'm kind of in the back. So, not too many people see me. Maybe the janitor. They got me in the back. They got to. I'm kind of loud. Imagine that, me the loud one in the shop.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what? And honestly, the shop that I work at, dude, them dudes there, they make that day just fucking fly by.
That helps having good coworkers.
And we get shit done. It's not like, we fuck with each other, but we get it done.
Yeah.
And we have fun doing it. So
good coworkers can make or break any job.
Man, you ain't lying. And I enjoy I enjoy going to work. When I pull into work, I'm not like, oh man, I gotta go. Look, I'm not gonna lie, I'm human. So there's days I don't want to get out of bed. This morning, one of them. It was cold. I could have laid in bed under my cover till about 11. No, I'd have got up and peed about 4 times because I'm over 50. But you know what I mean? I could have laid in bed with the dogs, came down, grabbed me a couple puppies. Been like,
pretend like it's Sunday.
Yeah. Man. Speaking of puppies, man, we're about at 6 weeks.
Are they all allocated?
Dude, I'm thinking about fucking keeping one.
Oh man,
I know.
You got 3.
I know, but there's a male that I bonded with this dog, man. And like when I come up to the gate, he's not the biggest one, but he moves everybody out of the way and jumps up at me. And I don't know. I'm going to try to get rid of all of them. I'm just saying. There is a chance. There is a chance.
I understand. But that's a lot.
I know. And I really don't need... And I will get rid of him, but he's going to be one of the last ones to go. He's going to hang out.
It's not like you get to claim him on your taxes, you know?
You don't know... Hey, you don't know me, Evan. I do.
Social Security numbers.
Mark said it right there. I have a soft spot for it. Dude, I want a couple acres just so I can get like an old horse that somebody don't want. You know, some chickens, a couple goats. Man, I love animals.
Oh, I want animals too, but on the other hand, I don't want any animals.
Yeah.
You know, I'd love to have them all, but I like them, but no, I don't need it.
I tell you what, Mark. When I went to school, I actually drove through the little town that Festus lived in. If you don't know, I was a garbage man for 20 plus years, and I ran country routes. So I got to know these animals and shit. And I had this donkey that as soon as he saw that garbage truck, he'd just take off running and come right up to the fence. I could pet him and everything. And when I went to school, they were sitting there. And it's like he didn't realize who I was. And then I yelled his name, and he came running. So that was cool. So, yeah, it wasn't long ago. I think back in October. So,
cool.
Yeah, so I petted a little piece of ass and then hit the highway for some learnings.
Sweet.
So anyway, the TikTok ban has been lifted. TikTok went black yesterday, Evan.
Yeah, it wouldn't say it's the ban was lifted. I'd say the takeover was completed.
Yeah.
It looks now that that Meta is all over it. Everything's linked to Meta. Stuff from Messenger is linking directly. Where if you sent someone a TikTok link through Messenger, it would not open.
You sure wouldn't. It used to take you to the TikTok app.
You would, yeah, or the TikTok store, like the
right.
app store, where you'd have to download it. Yeah, they had it pretty scrambled to keep it from going. They were blocking it for a long time. So anyway, yeah, after the whole dust is settled, it looks like Meta's behind this whole thing, and it now makes sense when you got all these Congress people that are all of a sudden buying a bunch of stock in Meta. We should have known something was going on. So.
And see
so
that,
yeah, hallelujah. I think a lot of people are upset about that. I don't know. Were people more upset about losing Facebook, or TikTok, or are they more upset that it's now a Meta? It's going to be throttled. It's going to be censored more. Yeah. I think. It's going to change. It's already changed.
Yeah,
I'm sorry to see it. I know some people were like, you don't use it, hey, whatever, I understand. To me, it was one of like the last not free speech platforms, but people could really get on there and post some real stuff. And,
yeah, right. Right.
Everybody could find it, but it wasn't. It's not just. I think people think, oh, TikTok is just people making stupid videos or just trying to get content. Having an illness. A medication caused illness where a doctor will gaslight you about it, finding a community of like people online on TikTok was something really neat to see what people in other countries are doing. Medication stuff that people are trying. They're doing this stuff in Thailand, cold atmospheric plasma technology. It's a weird thing they're doing on people's skin. Seeing what works for people and what doesn't when the medical community doesn't support you at all. It was kind of nice to build a little network or to be able to educate. I mean, there was a woman the other day that came in and Vicky and I kind of educated her, like, you've got steroid withdrawal, you got to stop doing what you're doing. And she was clueless because nobody would explain to it. She can't get that information anywhere.
Yeah.
And so TikTok, to some people, it's a bunch of nurses dancing around or people just trying to just get likes on their bullshit. There's a lot more to it. And even a couple years ago, there was a murder. This girl, Gabby Petito.
Yeah, I remember that.
She was a Facebook person, and she was doing, Facebook stuff and also on TikTok. And after a while, she disappeared from the videos, and they had her boyfriend, but he didn't know what he wasn't saying a thing. And we had a murder case that was unsolved, and the police were just like, well, whatever. And people on TikTok got together. They reviewed scenes, and people that were there that lived near that area investigated. And TikTok solved this fucking murder.
Yeah, I think that happened with another one too. Was it Reddit or something?
I don't know.
Yeah, I think it happened. Oh, didn't they do a movie about that? Like something about,
I don't know.
Something about don't abuse cats or some shit like that.
Oh, yeah, I did watch that. It was so long ago. Where people get together, and you see that a lot.
Or it was Pinterest or Reddit or one of them.
I've never got on Reddit, but yeah, TikTok. There's some people that they will find. They will go after some people. They'll shut people's businesses down. They'll gang together. It's like it's been an interesting thing. TikTok is completely different than any other social media I've seen. And now it's going to be throttled. It's going to be Zuckerberged. It's sad that now Zuckerberg, I don't know, he's kind of changing tunes these days. He's kind of really trying to suck up to the right.
That's what I want to bring up, and that's scary because
they're all right-wing platforms turning into it.
Well, then in the next cycle they'll be all left-wing platforms, and it's a big cycle, it's a big circle, and it's kind of I don't know. I know what I want to say. But it's like, I don't want to sound like that conspiracy theorist, dude, But no, because I caught some flack yesterday. I put a post about people standing outside waiting for these, I don't think these politicians should be treated like royalty. I don't think all this look, everything the government does is taxpayer money. We don't need these big. Do we really need these big inaugurations and shit anymore? I mean, if they want to do it, if the Republicans or the Democrats, whoever's in power, if they want to raise that money from donations and do that shit, to me that's fine. But as a dude that goes to work, and I had to work today while all these people are, sitting there probably drinking wine that I paid for and all this shit. Fuck that. Go to work. We know what we don't need all this. To me, it's political theater. But we pay for it. It's a party we paid for the party and don't even get fucking invited.
No, we pay for everything. And we get scraps.
So I got bitched at by, some Republicans yesterday because they thought I was, you didn't say that shit when I was like, are you kidding? I was the hardest on Joe Biden more than anybody, but I wasn't even that political about it. I just, I hated paying so much for fucking gas. But that ain't just Joe. That's because I'm kind of stuck in Illinois. I'm not stuck. I guess I could get up and leave right now, but I got a cool job and I'm learning some cool shit. So I'm kind of stuck.
And you got to do what you got to do. Yeah, you're going to pay for gas in every state. I don't know. You're
True.
going to get it much cheaper.
Yeah, I don't know.
Somebody that by force of moving.
Yeah. I just don't want to sell my truck.
I understand.
Man, I love my truck. Is it bigger than I need? Fuck yes, it is. But I didn't jack it up. I didn't put stupid wheels on it. It looks like it did when I bought the some bitch. You know, I didn't do a bunch of dumb shit to it. So it's a regular truck. But if I need to haul something, do I need a 3/4 ton truck? Probably not.
No.
But it should be my option to drive it.
Sure, it's all up to you if you want to.
Hell, somebody's going to have to pull these fucking dead fucking all electric, these EVs out of shit. I work on them. I'm not digging them, man. I like motors.
They're not. We're not all ready yet. I mean, they got their little place, their little niche, but no, I'm not ready for one full time.
I think in a bigger city, if you didn't have to go out of town and you just used it like to zip back and forth to work, I could see possibly doing one. Mm-hmm. Living out of town, if you live in a small town and have to drive to a big town, I don't know about that. I don't know if I'd like that.
If you can charge it at home, but I don't want to have to go to a charging station and wait.
Right. Yeah.
And then you're still paying for it most of the time. So it's just that benefit there and that lack of range and the time to refill that range, it's not worth it. If I lived in a town, and I just wanted to get around town, electric car wouldn't be bad. But if I was going to go on a road trip, I'd rent a gas car.
I will say one thing. The technology in these kind of smart cars is amazing. It is amazing. And that is the one cool thing about it. And I got to see the all-electric VW, like Beetle, the bus.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of cool. I ain't gonna lie, the inside and everything it's pretty cool.
Huh.
And I mean, to me, when you drive one, it's kind of like I don't know. It's weird. Just the takeoff on and everything on them. It's just weird. It's almost like you're in a spaceship or something because you don't hear the motor.
Yeah.
So it's just like, you hear a little whine from the motor that's turning the wheels, but that's it.
And it's a constant force. You don't have the gear changes and everything, and the kind of that RPM torque curve of a gas engine. It's okay when you back off the accelerator. Does it kind of want to like nosedive? Do you have to kind of keep your foot in it all the time, or it regenerate braking and kind of brakes on its own?
Well, there are some because I guess some of the Teslas are like one pedal. So when you let completely off, it probably slams on the brakes.
That would I would freak out driving something like that.
I think that would be something you'd have to get used to.
Yeah, the technology in new cars.
What if you
I
sneeze?
Ran the other day. That you talk about technology. BMW, that one of their new models, if you want the heated seats, it's a monthly service.
There's quite a few of the European automakers that are going to that.
I really hate that. It's one of these things like as we move towards electric cars and then towards eventually where you just use electric shuttles and everything is completely tracked, and it's kind of like CDs and DVDs. You don't go out and buy movies and music anymore. You rent it. We don't buy things. We rent everything, and it's kind of like they're moving that way in the automobile. And the new Mercedes that's out, you are not allowed to pop the hood. There's underneath the dash, there's a panel. You have to take a socket wrench and unbolt this little panel, and underneath and above that is a red lever that you pull to pop the hood. That you are, I guess it's, you write I mean, I've never bought a new car. Maybe there's a contract in the deal that you're buying this, that you agreed to these terms of the deal, but you were supposedly not allowed to pop the hood. And to fill the washer fluid, there's a panel on the fender. You push this and it opens up, and there's a little reservoir where you pour in the washer fluid.
Oh my goodness.
From outside the car. It's right, like, right by the rearview mirror, forward of the rearview mirror on the front fender. And I just thought, man, I could never. There's no way I could ever. I mean, most people don't pop the hood on their car.
No.
Think how rare it is for somebody to actually. I wonder how many people actually buy a new car and then actually at the dealership while they're looking at it, talking to the dude, pop the hood and look at the actual engine. Most people just they don't care. But you want access to it. It's yours. You want access to every bit of it.
Although I'm not gonna lie, I would kind of love that if nobody else could mess with that motor and shit. I mean, especially when they brought it in. And look, man, if you buy a new car and you don't, drive it like an idiot, I mean, and you do the, 10K, 20K, 30K, do all your service shit, that car's going to run you as long as you need it. But when you start, and I hate to say it, look, when you go to these little, and I'm not going to say, look, these little pop-up oil change places all over. These are 17, 18-year-old kids.
Mm-hmm.
I hate when, and then they bring it into us, and they're like, hey, man, we got an oil leak. Well, no shit.
I hate those places. I've changed my own oil in all my vehicles myself for, safe to say, 30 years.
Yeah.
And Vicky sometimes in her cars, I'm like, shit, it needs an oil change. It's got the electronic meter thing, which gives you an indication. It bases it off how much mileage, and how many cold starts. And the computer says, this is about the time that the oil, life cycle is all the additives are worn out, but it's not a carved in stone. But she freaks out about it, and it's just like sometimes I feel good, sometimes I don't, and I'm like, I'll get to it, but she freaks out, and she takes it to one of those places, and it costs, man, like twice what it costs me to do it. And it's like, I use good stuff when I do it. I hate it, but it's one of those things, man.
Yeah, they're just stay away from those little pop-up oil places. That's all I'm saying. Either find your reliable mechanic that ain't that's going to do it right, use the right filters, and knows what to stay away from, knows how to tighten up and not over tighten an oil pan gasket, and all, or a drain plug
in your filter.
So.
Yeah, she goes to, I think it's one of those, it's a Valvoline place, which Valvoline is at least better than any Pennzoil or Quaker State kind of joint. And mostly Pennzoil filters are the same as Fram filters. And I'm telling you, I would not use one of those on my lawnmower if they would take it. I've had one fail. I've seen tests of them cut apart. They're junk inside, I'm just saying. And I don't know what's good anymore because I've always bought Wix, W-I-X. And they've been bought out, and those are starting to go overseas too. And I'm like, damn it, that was one of the last good makers that were for a fair price.
Yeah.
It sucks. Everything since COVID, and everything in so many years has gotten cheapened and offshore. But since COVID, the quality of stuff has really taken a dive, and it just. There goes another one. It's hard to do things these days. You talked last week about, wanting a project car and stuff. Man, the quality of everything is so questionable. It's so hard to find good stuff these days, and everything is super expensive. It's hard to do.
Oh my God, Evan, you are awesome because our first list, 17 products that got worse but more expensive, and we didn't even notice.
Everything over time. It's funny.
Right. First one on the list, though, is toilet paper, Evan. They said it won't take
big change.
They said, you know what this toilet paper now have in common? They both won't take shit off no one.
Mm.
It says, remember the days of ultra plush quilted toilet paper that felt luxurious? Today's offerings are often thinner and rougher and require more sheets.
Yeah, bean counters got to everything.
Yeah. So there you go. Toilet paper is on the list. And then bread.
Bread is full of chemicals and stuff that it doesn't mold like it used to.
No, it sure doesn't. Dude, I had a loaf of bread in my toolbox. Because hey, look, I'm like a little kid. I got to have snack time at work. And I got
PBJ.
Yeah, I do. Peanut butter and jelly or a ham sandwich. I got a little mini fridge and shit. It's full too.
Cool.
Laundry detergent. Yeah, laundry detergent. Oh man, that shit's high.
Yeah. You know, you can make it yourself if you want to. You can make 5-gallon batches, buy all the whatever, buys the washing soda, borax, and stuff. You can make it yourself, but most people don't.
Next on the list is razors.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They're expensive.
Look,
I use electric.
I don't even use like Gillette or anything like that anymore. They're so expensive, man. They lock them motherfuckers up. It's the only thing locked up at the drugstore.
Isn't that crazy?
They got $100 bottles of cologne sitting on the counter, but locking up the Gillettes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I use an electric razor. I don't buy blades all the time.
I would recommend Dollar Shave Club or Harry's. I use them both, actually.
Mm.
You can do a subscription thing. I don't, since they sell both blades at most places now.
Mm-hmm.
Candy bars. Jesus, dude. I went and I bought a candy bar the other day. This thing was almost $3 freaking for a Snickers.
Snickers used to be 50 cents of a vending machine
dude,
when we were kids.
And this wasn't the fucking king size. It was the regular Snickers bar. And it was like $2.79. And I said, "What?" He said, "Yeah, those are like $2.79." He said, "You can get the king size for $3.19." I was like, "I don't want nothing." I'm out of here.
That's awesome. Yeah.
I don't eat too much of it. Cereal.
Yeah, it's pretty expensive, isn't it?
Although I ain't gonna lie. If I partake in adult activities, after I'm done, I can kill a box of Fruity Pebbles. I'm just saying. Furniture. Yeah, furniture sucks nowadays, too. It's so the way it's put together.
Oh, everything is particle board, whatever, solder furniture, whatever.
It's horrible.
Yeah, the good old stuff like that table you're sitting at that my parents bought in the 60s, that stuff, that company put themselves out of business because they weren't about to go cheap and, you know, everything was solid hardwood, not particle board, and everybody else went particle board, and they just kind of put Globe was the company, put themselves out of business.
Yeah. Well,
people don't buy furniture for 20, 30 years anymore. Styles change so much that, you know, people buy shit on Wayfair and use it a couple years and, you know, pitch it.
Right, right. The next on the list is kitchen towels. I don't think I've noticed, but these are 17 products that got worse, but more
paper
expensive.
Towels or just kitchen towels?
It's saying just kitchen towels, not paper towels. It says modern microfiber dish towels have superior absorbency and dry quickly, but unlike the cotton kitchen towels our parents used, they often end up being disposable items.
Oh, I got something. I wonder if it's on your list. Okay.
Next thing is shoes. Yeah, shoes are stupid. I was watching this guy, like on them reels or whatever on YouTube, and this dude bought a pair of sneakers for like $3,000. I was like, what?
There's people that are crazy. Yeah, some of this designer specialty. That's just people that are just
stupid.
That's they're weirdo collectors. That's not. I've never paid over $70-$80 for a pair of tennis shoes. Nice dress shoes or work boots. I've paid good money for.
Right.
Some people talk about what they pay for their kids' shoes. I'm like, I'm a grown ass adult working for myself, and I've never paid for my shoes.
Look,
that's
man,
crazy.
I ain't even going front. Almost every pair of shoes I own, I get off the clearance rack that are marked down. Because the box is ripped or something like that, I don't give a shit. Comes with one shoelace. I'll buy it. I don't care.
Cool. There you go.
Next on the list, toys. Yeah, the craftsmanship's gone. Everything's just so cheaply made. Kids,
it's just made in China.
Yeah.
Junk. Yep.
Light bulbs.
It's hard to keep track of because it changes so much. You don't use much incandescent anymore. Everything is, the LEDs and we've had some LEDs at this house. We've been here 6 years and haven't had one go.
Ooh. These are 17 products that got worse but more expensive. Next on the list, Evan, is coffee.
Haven't really paid attention to the price.
No, me neither.
It goes through its thing sometimes.
It says coffee prices have steadily climbed in recent years, which isn't unusual for grocery items, yet the quality seems to have experienced a sneaky downgrade too.
I haven't noticed. It's ground beans. I don't know.
It says
Coffee's always been coffee to me.
Some high-end coffee brands have clearly cut corners by using lower-grade beans or adding fillers to maintain profit margins. So there you go. The next one, socks. Dude, I go through socks like it ain't no thing.
Yeah. Everything's cheaper. Thinner.
And expensive.
Oh,
Socks and underwear for men. You women talk about having it rough. Psst.
No, but it's true. You go to Kohl's or something like that and you see, if I buy 2 packs, it's 40% off or whatever. And then you get to the cash register and you still get hit. You're like, how did I just buy 2 packs of socks and it's still this much?
Yeah, I got to
masters at deception on that.
I got to apply for the Kohl's card to get 10% off.
Yeah.
Then they're like, you got a Kohl's card, Al, because that is my Macy's. Kohl's is my Goldman Sachs. That's high. Kohl's is high end living for me. When I go buy a shirt at Kohl's, I must be going to a wedding or funeral or something.
Gotcha.
Next on the list, fast food. Yeah, fast food sucks.
What little I ever have anymore, it's like, this is barely edible. If she goes into town and picks something up for me, it's just, I'm like, don't bother. Like, you want me to stop at like Taco Bell and I'll eat like regular tacos because there's nothing there that bugs me. And it's like, no. By the time you get it home, it's half soggy and it tastes horrible anyway, and it
Yeah.
just doesn't bother. It's not worth the money. It's not worth it. I'll find something to eat.
Yeah, you got to eat Taco Bell pretty quick.
Yeah, for it to be hot and fresh right there, it's not bad. But
or you
most
got
of
to
your
get
fast
soft
food,
shells.
Yeah, the quality of everything is just
Horrible.
People bitch about all the time, just like this is not edible. It's crazy.
Then, but see, people, and although I will say there is one McDonald's in the town that I live in that has started getting a bad name, and I quit going to them a while back. But man, you can drive by that thing at lunch, and you can pull right into a speaker. There ain't
That's not good.
Yeah, next on the list of 17 products that got worse, trash bags. Look, as long as it gets the garbage from the inside to the outside, I'm cool.
Yeah. Yeah, as long as it doesn't rip open, but I've never had that real issue.
Computer keyboards. I don't know about that.
That stuff's so cheap that I don't know. No one worries about it.
Yeah.
If one fails, you go grab the one out of the bin at work. There's usually a stack of them on some empty desk, Mice, keyboards, all kinds of power supplies,
Yeah, I don't.
Go steal them.
That was it, though. That was 17 things that got worse.
Here's one thing that it's minor, but it drives me nuts. A product that has gotten cheapened is water bottles. They've made these tiny little lids to save on plastic that the lid is like 3/16 of an inch deep, and it's hard to get your fingers on when your hands are fucked up like mine. It's hard to get your fingers on to get them open. And then the plastic of the bottle is so thin that if it's in your center console and you don't have the lid on it and you go to grab it, try to pick it up, the bottle almost collapses on itself and water squirts out the top. You know what I mean?
Oh my God.
Some of these water bottles, it's like, wait a minute, have we streamlined? You save 0.001 grams of plastic. It's like, come on, man, make it something where we can use this product. I don't drink out of water bottles much, but it's like, we keep a thing around that sometimes you're going on road trip or you're heading out of town or whatever. It's nice to grab bottled water for the car. You know what I mean? I don't. And it's just one of those things that just drive me nuts. So I had to rant on that one. Am I the only one that's ever noticed this? Some of these water bottles, I'm not talking like those big, heavy Dasani ones, but I mean, I'm talking some of these water bottles like the Kroger ones. They're so damn thin. And like I said, the lids are hard to get off.
Yeah, man. All of them are
first world problems. I know.
I know. But you know what? You're not supposed to be drinking water bottles. You're supposed to be getting, save the world. No more plastic, remember?
I'm totally against them, and it drives me nuts that one of the members of our family drinks them all the time. And I'm like, that is an absolute waste of money. But like, sometimes when I'm, heading on a drive for a couple hours, it's nice to grab a bottle of water for the car, and I want something that I can pick up without collapsing or squirting water all over my center console.
Right.
I don't think I'm asking for too much.
No, I don't think so either.
But anyway, that's just one of them things I've noticed. Like, has anybody noticed how cheap and thin these bottles have gotten? And you don't want them in the room in the dark. You ever have a water bottle pop in the middle of the dark?
Oh my God!
Night, and it freaks you out.
I'm thinking there's gunshots. You're hitting the floor.
Yeah, it's like, what was that pop? Water bottles. Yeah, don't keep them in the bedroom.
I apologize. I had a little sneezing fit. I sneezed about 4 times, and I kicked the thing, and damn near my camera was just barely hanging on the edge of the TV, so I had to fix that real quick. I apologize. So
anyway,
yeah, there isn't a whole lot of. I don't know if they're just took January off, but. Man, I checked our stupid news sites, and there ain't nothing, Evan.
I guess there's so much craziness. 3 weeks into this year, it seems like there's already been all kinds of wacky shit happening.
I know.
It's like, do we have time for silly news? It's like, The regular news, as absurd as it is,
You know what? I think that's what.
Bombings and weird shit. It's like, come on, fires. It's just been nutty lately.
Well, and I think that's what.
Inauguration.
I think that's what's happened. There's so many nutty fucking people around. It's like, okay, it's just regular news now.
Mm-hmm.
But there was a couple lists I found, and I got a few of them. So, which one was this one? 19 things that you're. Oh, I think we did something like that. So we'll get rid of that one. Oh, 18 common phrases people with anger issues say. With
Oh no.
Yeah, let's see if we got anger issues. Why can't you just Why can't you just listen?
No, I've never said that.
Yeah, I don't think I have either. What the hell's wrong with you? Just listen. You're always messing things up. Yeah,
Yeah. I've never said that either.
Yeah, that's a good way to start a nice argument right there.
Sounds like borderline narcissistic behavior. Both of these.
Next one, I don't care.
Yeah. That's not good.
No, that's kind
of dismissive.
This is your fault. Yeah, I'm with you. This is a narcissist right here.
Yeah. I've never said to anyone, this is your fault. I can't imagine saying something like that.
No.
It's kind of, it's psycho behavior. It's someone who's just blame.
You never do anything right. Jesus. Who's this douche?
Narcissistic person trying to gaslight somebody.
Man. Next one on the list of 18 things douchebags say. No, these are 18 common phrases people with anger issues say. Get over it. Yeah. No. You're being ridiculous.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Gaslight.
Yeah, you're adding, you're just,
Yeah, this is borderline personality disorder. Yeah, narcissistic, yeah.
I'm done with this.
Hey, I say that.
I know. I kind of do too. That is one I am guilty of. Let me see what it says.
I know when to throw in the towel and walk away from it,
It says walking away with an angry statement like this shuts down communication entirely. Well, yeah, because sometimes you're trying to. Sometimes
sometimes you're just done.
Yeah,
neither side is going to move. You're not going to get anywhere. The conversation, the argument is over. If it was an MMA fight, it'd be no contest.
Right. I think you got to take that one off. I don't think that one should be on the list. The next one surely should. You always ruin everything. Man, some of these are just fucking mean.
Somebody spent some time with this person.
Man.
They're nailing it.
I can't deal with you right now. Yeah, you don't want to say that.
Then you can't ever. Yeah. Yeah.
But
what's right now? What's different right now? Unless you're walking out the door towards work.
Yeah. Hey, I can't do this right now. I got to go to work. The next one on the list of 18 things people with anger issues say, or as we like to, I think we changed it to douchebags. You're too sensitive. Look.
Yeah.
I work on this because I'm actually going to admit a major fault of mine is that I grew up not in the ideal life. You know what I mean? And so I'm a little hardened to life a bit more than other people. And I think
Yeah.
if one of my major faults is sometimes I'm like, I want to say that shit, but I never do. But sometimes I feel that. You know what I mean? I'm like, man, come on, get over that shit.
You're I know what you mean. Your skin is a little thicker
Than most.
than your yeah, and you have to realize that. I realize that too. I think a lot of it's just been being on the internet for years. That just after a while, you're like, you have to,
Desensitized.
yeah, you let it roll off
Right.
more and not to take it personal. And it's just because you get into, I've gotten into battles with people, and just over time, it's like, just let it roll off.
Yeah.
Don't take it personal. But
Yeah.
you realize that most people do
Oh yeah.
extremely
Yeah.
take it personal, and it'll throw them off big time. And you need to keep it in mind.
Yeah, and another thing to keep in mind is life is so fucking short and it's so fragile, and to don't hold grudges, shit like that. You know, uh, you know. Anyway, next one on the list is on 18 common phrases people with anger issues say without thinking. Just shut up. You
That's
know,
not good either.
we wouldn't fight if you just shut the fuck up.
Yeah. Yeah, that's not good.
That don't work.
No. Yeah, it's like saying you're overreacting or whatever. Yeah.
That was on there twice. I don't know why. You're impossible.
That's weird. Never thought of saying that one either.
That's kind of criticism. You don't want to criticize somebody if you're in a. Oh, why do I even bother?
Yeah. That's not good.
Figure it out yourself. My shop foreman probably wants to say that to me all the time. The fuck's this guy want now? And he probably thinks this one too. I can't stand you right now.
That's never good to say.
No, don't ever say that to somebody.
You're just asking for the beginning of the end.
Is this the last one? Yes. Don't make me angry. You wouldn't
That's
like me
there.
when I'm angry.
You wouldn't like. Yeah, that's just. Yeah, that's psycho personality there.
Man, yeah, it kind of is, man. Hopefully you're not like that. And if you are, look, it's never too late to change.
But if you have anger management issues, I guess it's good to say, don't make me angry.
Yeah, well, that's true. But you probably ought to tell that person when you first meet them and you start dating a little bit, hey, I got anger management issues that I have never addressed.
Yeah. Just keeping it real.
Yeah.
Whew. Oh, man.
Oh, the dating world. Boy, could I tell you some stories. But I'm not going to.
Dating is just awkward. It sucks.
Dude.
That's all there is to it.
Yep. And I'll tell this story. I went out. I got on a dating website. And I talked to this girl for a while. And that's all it was. It was like she had a younger, not younger, but maybe 6, 7 years old. and the dad was in the part of the kid's life, which I thought was cool and everything. And so I go out with her, and it was like one date, and she was like talking about me being a stepdad and everything like that and all this, and she was like, he could actually, and I was cool with the kid, man. I mean, I'm cool with kids. But it was like, I think she was trying to get me to, like, to me, it felt like from the, and this is the first date. The first date, it felt like she was trying to, like, move me in and take his spot, like, immediately.
Yeah,
Dude.
and you're like, you're not into me. You're into something you think.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
you're
dude, that
for a
was
hole to fill. You're not about me. You're about the,
man. That was I mean, within, I'd say 3 hours, this broad threw up like 48 red flags. So I called the date, man. I didn't even try to get a kiss. Nuh-uh. Ain't worth it.
Date. I'm calling you an Uber.
Man, yeah, she's lucky she got a ride home. But
that's funny. Yeah. Dating. It's just that forced interaction between two people that just don't know each other, and there is something, but it's just so new. It's just so weird. And I don't know. Glad it's over.
Yeah. Oh man. And especially, I think the older you get, the more awkward dating gets.
Kind of.
I mean,
just being around people a little more gets a little more awkward.
Yeah.
I know, you're more social when you're younger.
Let's see. We're going to try to finish this.
Yeah, we're about out.
Yep. And I'm trying to find a question, Evan. A question of the day. That's stupid.
Question of the day.
I know. No. We're going to have to do that next week. I had one, and then I lost it.
Oh.
And these are stupid. Here's a fun question of the day here. I'll just pick one and ask you. Spiritual questions. Questions about the future. Here we go, Evan.
Oh, boy.
What goal do you think humanity is not focused enough on achieving?
World hunger, solving world hunger. I mean, that's got to be about the biggest thing.
Okay.
Or
I think mine
stopping wars and
yes. Yes, keep going.
Pollution in general.
Unity. I think humanity has suffered from, and it goes back way past us. So it's just humanity in general. But we haven't realized, enough of us haven't realized that we are all of the same creature. We are all human. And doesn't matter that we look different, but we're on this ball barreling through space. And nobody is greater or worse than anybody else. And I think that is one thing that humanity just really suffers from. We don't realize how lucky we are. And yeah, that's my answer.
Yeah, it's a lot to think about. If you can pinpoint one thing, like I said, the hunger around the world is something I know we can look at the money we spend on wars and everything else. This is something we could take care of overnight.
Oh, yeah.
Know?
Well, do all these people do those the top 1% really? I mean, I hate to be that guy because I am one that says work hard for your money and everything like that, and work hard for everything you get. But there has to be a time when it's like, your workers need a little more, and you need to quit taking. You don't need 7 yachts.
Right, but the way the rich see it, the world is getting overpopulated. They don't see themselves as a problem, of course. So, back to the thing: do we want to feed all the people? No. The elite, they blew up the whole Georgia Guidestones, but it used to say on there the focus by the year 2000 something was to reduce the world population to like 500 million, down from what it is. What is it now? 7.5 billion, 8 billion people. I don't know what the world population is. But anyway, the people running the show, this is their long-term focus. We can't keep overpopulated. We can't keep raising all this cattle to feed all these people and all their pets and all the other stuff that we're raising, there's got to be some kind of, I don't know. That's what I see for the future is there's no concern for saving when they want to eliminate.
Yeah.
I'll leave it at that.
Right.
Well, it's not their ultimate end goal.
No, it's not. And like I said, humanity, we're all the same species on a rock hurling through space. We gotta learn to get along.
We need to learn to get along.
Very much so. Well, Evan, tell these beautiful people goodbye. We are ending show 147.
Wow.
And we got to hit it
150. That's pretty good.
I know. We got to end 147 so we can hit 148, and then here in a few weeks, 150.
All right. Well, people, just try to stay warm. Like I said, I think it's supposed to be around 10 below in the first early morning. So if you're in the Midwest, get that Carhartt out.
Mm-hmm.
It's time.
But folks, we love you. Thank you so much, man. Check us out next week, show 147. Man, we had fun this week. Me and Evan, look, we got different opinions on shit, but a lot of our opinions they kind of line up and everything, and it makes it a fun show. We try not to get too political. I think most of you know how me and Evan both stand politically. It's not right or left. We want what's right for the people. So anyway, guys, we love you. Peace. Be good to one another, and we'll catch you next week for a new and exciting episode of the AlfromDtown&Chili442 Show. Peace.
Later.